Make me a horsey, make me a horsey, make me a horsey. I want it all for me. My turn now. Mummy!
Happy New Year, everyone. Let's start off 2025 by taking a look at a character you all have been begging me to cover, Royal Dandy from Word Girl. I remember watching this show as a kid, but I forgot just how insufferable this little delinquent is. Royal Dandy was only in 2 episodes, but he's still the most hated villain from the show. And this is a cartoon that had their own version of DW, who's also a Hulk. I think there's no better way to start off the new year than by giving this new bratty baby exactly what he deserves. Also, please remember to like and subscribe. I know I sound like a broken record, but we're so close to 50,000 subscribers, and I am dying to talk about Arthur's missing pal. So hit that subscribe button, and let's delve right in. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe, and help get this video to 4,000 likes.
Word Girl!
Today's featured letters are F and U. The episode opens with Beatrix Bigsby infantilizing the copy machine, as most barren women tend to do. Her manager Dave tells her the art museum is promoting a new exhibit, and asks her to print 500 flyers. Is Facebook not a thing in Fair City? We see Beatrice absolutely despises Dave for his audacity to be the only adult in his 30s without crippling depression. Dave is excited to see the Royal Dandy painting, claiming that nothing beats the original. Beatrice insists copies are just as good as the original, which makes sense considering how Lady Redundant Woman is a direct copy of Multiple Man. She decides to steal the painting and replace it with a photocopy, but not until after she finishes her shift. Even supervillains need to get that bag to pay the rent. That night, Lady Redundant Woman uses her clones to break into the museum, while the narrator begs her not to.
Don't do it. What do you say?
Leave me alone.
Wait, so everyone knows the narrator is watching them all the time? How does anyone go to the bathroom in this town? Beatrice makes a perfect replica of the painting, and the Royal Dandy ends up coming to life. What a surprise. The Royal Pain assumes Beatrice is his mummy, and asks her to make a copy of his horse. Sorry, did I say ask? I meant to say he screams at the top of his lungs until she gives in to his demands.
Make me a horsey, make me a horsey, make me a horsey. Stop repeating yourself, that is so annoying.
Get it? Beatrice brings the horse to life so she can keep her eardrums from exploding. Kinda weird the bushes in Picture Frame didn't also come to life, but whatever, we still got this little blue bastard to deal with. Beatrice runs off with the original painting, even though her knockoff has a glaring flaw.
Maybe no one will notice.
Could you not just make another copy that doesn't come to life? Meanwhile, Becky is in art class as Violet finishes her Meowna Lisa. Cute. The kids are excited to go to the museum to see Royal Dandy, while Bob resists the urge to eat this bowl of plastic fruit. Turns out Violet has a big fat lady boner for the boy in blue. What kind of weirdo has a crush on a drawing? The kids head to the Mevzivum, weird spelling, where Violet is the only person who notices the Royal Dandy portrait is a fake. Why does this dude look like the Scream if he was Finn the Human? The teacher insists the painting is fine, because I'm guessing her edible just kicked in and she's checked out for the day. We all know students aren't the only ones who get high on field trips. Becky sneaks off to investigate while the royal dipshit wreaks havoc on our fair city. He greedily demands a lollipop from this candy vendor who looks like Cyrano de Bergerac f***ed Willy Wonka. The Proboscis proprietor offers him a free lollipop, but Royal Dandy wants all the lollies. He beats the shit out of the candy man and steals all the lollipops for himself. He next goes to the park where the delinquent Dandy tries to bully these 2 kids into giving up the seesaw, even though he's clearly in no position to bully anyone. He offers to give the kids lollies if they get off the seesaw and then eats both of them like an asshole. The little blue shit stain somehow doesn't understand how a seesaw works and yells at his horse to make it fun again. What the hell is the horse gonna do? The horse is clearly fed up with this greedy git and runs away before he can get turned into a bucket of glue. Royal Dandy starts crying for his mummy. He tracks down Beatrice and demands she make him more friends so they can play. Beatrice tells him to get lost, but Dandy says he can do whatever he wants. If we're lucky, maybe he'll want to chug a gallon of paint thinner. The baby blue butt wipe calls Beatrice a meanie and yells at her to make him more mates. Beatrice tries to calm him down when Word Girl finally shows up to save the day. Where the hell did she fly down from? Was she just floating on the ceiling this whole time? Beatrice tells Dandy to stop being greedy, even though he has no idea what that word means. Word Girl explains what it means to be greedy, and Royal Dandy proudly accepts it like a badge of honor. And then Dave shows up.
It's pretty noisy with all the yelling, so I'm gonna go take my lunch. See ya!
I'm starting to see why Beatrice doesn't like him. Lady Redundant Woman nearly caves into Dandy's demands when Word Girl tells her to put her foot down. She tells her to say no to him, otherwise he'll be a spoiled little brat for the rest of his life. And we've already got enough of those on this channel. Word Girl tries to stop Royal Dandy when he splooshes directly in her eyes. Gross. Dandy gets his blue goo all over the copy machine, and Beatrice cries over it as if she lost a baby. Royal Dandy has no sympathy for his mummy's mechanical miscarriage and laughs while jumping on its corpse. Lady Redundant Woman is pushed past her breaking point and kills Royal Dandy on the spot, which is apparently something she could do the whole time.
Why didn't you just do that earlier?
It's hard to let go of any of my dupes, okay?
You literally killed 4 of your own duplicates after you used them as a human ladder. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Lady Redundant Woman tries to make off with the original painting when Word Girl stops her in her tracks. She takes her to jail, while Dave does his best not to sploosh all over Royal Dandy.
Not done looking.
Dave, keep your hands where I can see them. Word Girl returns the painting to the museum, which is her only real contribution to the whole episode. The painting is restored, even though nobody seems to care about this random horse, which has been left to run rampant in the streets. Let's review. Royal Dandy came to life and immediately threw the biggest hissy fit in the world. He refused to quit whining until he got everything he wanted. He robbed, lied, and cheated everyone in town like an absolute menace. He terrorized Beatrice at her job and nearly destroyed her most prized possession, and it was only when he was snuffed out of existence that his reign of terror finally ended. Also, F you Lady Redundant Woman for bringing him to life in the first place and not erasing him the first chance you got. Though that's not nearly as bad as the time Royal Dandy framed Word Girl for robbing the museum. Lady Redundant Woman is stealing from the museum again, and brings all the paintings to life for reasons I don't quite understand. She tries to avoid repeating all her mistakes and makes sure not to make a copy of Royal Dandy. Unfortunately, she accidentally brings him and his horse back to life, and the little blue bugger's first instinct is to rip off the museum. Here we go again. Meanwhile, Becky accidentally breaks the tiny birdhouse on top of her dad's bigger birdhouse. Hilarious. Her dad assumes Bob broke it, but instantly forgives him. Glad that's resolved. Oh wait, it turns out Bob is mad at Becky for letting him take the blame, even though she didn't actually lie and Bob wasn't even punished. The two go to the park where they find Royal Dandy giving out the artifacts he stole from the museum. He gives this mallet to a girl who instinctively tries to bash in his skull. So close. Becky goes to confront the pint-sized paint smear, who is so vain that he's already fallen in love with his own reflection.
I'm just so handsome.
Sounds like puberty has not been kind to you so far. Dandy explains how he's so lonely that he's using the stolen knickknacks to bribe the other kids to be his friend, which would be incredibly sad if he wasn't such an asshole. Word Girl tells him to return the artifacts, and Royal Dandy happily hands them over, right before he frames her for stealing them. He tricks her into saying she robbed the museum, and everyone instantly believes him, even though he's the one who gave them the knickknacks in the first place. Word Girl takes the artifacts back to the museum, only to get ambushed by the press. Royal Dandy taunts her as he gets his horse to plant evidence on her, because I guess nobody can see this giant-ass horse sneaking around. Word Girl insists she's innocent and then flees the crime scene, as innocent people tend to do. Becky can't believe she's being blamed for something she didn't do, but Bob claims it's karmic justice. Blow it out your ass, Bob. Becky decides to come clean to her dad, even though there's no real reason to, and gets grounded for a whole week.
What? What?
Breaking the birdhouse was an accident. Lying about it was not.
She didn't lie. Her dad pats himself on the back for his great parenting skills, and Becky apologizes to Bob for doing absolutely nothing wrong. The two go to confront Lady Redundant Woman, who seems rather happy with her green puppy boy. She agrees to help take down Royal Dandy, and Word Girl agrees to ignore the pile of stolen paintings in her living room. Royal Dandy is about to get the key to the city, while his horse chows down on a painting of apples. Hilarious. Word Girl is about to wipe him out of existence when the prissy prince reminds her that nobody will know the truth if he's gone. Word Girl comes up with a plan to get his confession, while Royal Dandy gives a very vain but also very concise speech.
I deserve everything I get.
You have no idea how right you are. Lady Redundant Woman makes a low-res copy of Dandy, and the self-cestuous sad sack immediately spills his guts.
I stole the museum's knickknacks and blamed it on her.
Royal Dandy brags about robbing the museum right before he and his clone get murdered by his mummy. Word Girl lets Lady Redundant Woman go free, on the condition she never goes near the museum again. Thank God. Word Girl's reputation is saved, while Becky is still forced to carry out her bullshit punishment. Let's review. Royal Dandy robbed the museum in a vain attempt to bribe the other kids into being his friends. He framed Word Girl for his crimes and tried to make himself the hero of the day, and he only told the truth after getting tricked into falling in love with himself. Literally. But we can't act like Royal Dandy was the only royal pain in this episode. Bob got butthurt at Becky for indirectly blaming him for something he wasn't even punished for. He guilted her into telling the truth, which ended up getting her in way more trouble than if she had just kept her mouth shut. So, F you Bob for holding a grudge against Becky for something that wasn't even her fault. F you Mr. Botsford for punishing your daughter for a lie she didn't even tell. And of course, for robbing the museum and dragging Word Girl's name through the mud. Fuck you, Royal Dandy.
Wait.
Is there a cartoon you want me to talk about? Patrons who join my $10 tier can pick which shows I cover on It's Just a Cartoon. There's a limited number of slots available, so sign up now.